Zoom recording. All right. Good morning. So I found the template. Robert or Daniel, I see that you're out in the wilderness with us this morning. You've got your camouflage on. Just pay attention. If you have questions, just let me know and we can kind of go through some later. Okay.
You made me laugh.
Okay.
For the cold stuff out here, I like to use my I guess my hunting outfit, but I'm walking back inside now.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to talk literally the basics of Canva, just so that you can get a little more comfortable in using it. It's a great free tool for you to use, and you can do your own flyers, your own postcards, you know, everything. So I love it. It's super simple to use. And I hope that y'all will love it as much as I do. So this is page 1. There's nothing to do here. On page 2, so if you'll go to the next screen, I'm going to teach y'all how to change the different fonts. So take the word serif, and if you see how there's this blue line around it, so those blue boxes are going to, anything that's highlighted in that box is going to change every time you hover your mouse over it. So we're going to change this. If I double click, it highlights the whole word. And I'm going to change my font. So I'm going to go over here to the text. And I can look at different samples. They have combinations of fonts that work well together, or you can just change it totally on your own. Bye, baby, I love you. So if you want to just change it, if you know what, you can click this little bar up here that, and it shows you the different scripts. So we're going to just change this one to Bakari script. So serif has now been changed. Actually, I wanted sans to be Bakari script, but we'll just change it to a different one. So do the same thing with sans, and we'll change that to playlist script. And display, we're going to change to Bobby Jones. Now, if you're looking at the at your screen, all of these with the crowns on them, those are the you can use those because they're free. Some of the other ones are not free. Is that right? No. If the crowns mean you have to have the paid version.
How much is I think it's called Canva Pro. How much, do you know how much is the Canva Pro?
About $120 a year.
So $10 a month.
If we create a team, like if I add somebody to my account, it's only $60. So think about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
If that's,
so you don't want to pay about $120. Work with a lot, you know, and y'all want to do that, that's on y'all. So this is how you change fonts. If you wanted to change colors, you know, now my background is in this background here. So I could change the colors to any of these. And all I would do is once I click on this, why isn't it letting me do this? Actually, I think we do colors on a different page. So we'll just go to the next one. So the next page, this shows you how to align stuff. So you can do it either justified left, justified right, justified across the whole thing, or centered. So you can just kind of play with that. And that is a very simple tool. It's just this alignment tool that's up here in the toolbar. So right now it's left justified, it's across the whole thing justified, right justified, and then the whole thing centered. So it's pretty, you know, it's nice if you're designing something and you're trying to get it in the middle. If you'll also notice this little line that just went across the side there, that tells me that I'm perfectly centered up and down. And then this tells me I'm within the block. You see the solid pink line there. And there should be one that comes up. There's usually one that goes up and down that'll tell you like, okay, now you're.
Hey, Brandy, let me ask a question. What's the difference between the tool you just used and position? Is that across when you use position?
So position is more of layering, right? And we'll get to that in a second. But if I am putting a picture over something and I want the picture in the background and the words to be on top, then I'm going to position those words on top of the picture.
Okay.
So it's to bring it forward or backward. Okay. Going on to the next slide. So there's a couple of different things here. If you click on this Canva tool at the top, you can do that on your own, but it kind of shows you like a pendulum that shows you what colors kind of go with each other in a triangle version or a line version. So like the colors that are opposite each other on the wheel are very complementary of each other. Okay. So right now it's telling you to make the blue yellow. So we're going to click on the teardrop and we're going to go up here to this box that has the same color in it and click on that, and it lets us change the color. So we're just going to go to yellow and we're going to make, wait, yellow and blue, light green. What did I do here? I think this, we're going to change to blue. Is that right? No, that's not right. What did I do? Hold on. Oh, click on the gray circle and change the gray to yellow. Click on the word green and color it green. And I'm going to change this back to the blue that it was. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, and then, so yours should look like this now. In the top right, change the transparency to 60. So this little checkerboard here that's at the top, that's your transparency. So a lot of times you'll use this, like if you have a picture in the background, but you don't want it to be so bold, you want it to be more like a watermark, this is your transparency. So I can change this and go down to 60. And there's a little leaf that shows up there. So it shows you that like it's layering over the two. Does that make sense? So how I would use this is, again, like if I had a picture of a house that I wanted to do, I could put that whole picture there, but put my words over it. But it's hard to see those words sometimes. So you could watermark this or make it transparent in the background. Does that make sense? Adam, Daniel? Y'all good? Okay.
Yes, a lot of
Okay.
sense.
So the next one is photos. So anytime, like a lot of times if you're doing like a just sold or for sale or any of these and you want to have a couple of different photos, I make my own templates so that I can just pop these in there and they're the same every time. It's kind of standard. And how to do that is you're going to go to Elements. And in Elements, you can find all types of like basically clip art, for lack of a better term, but there's graphics and things. So any of these grids or frames, anytime you see this landscape, the rolling hills and the sky with the cloud, that means you can drop a picture in there, okay? And it's going to format it to whatever shape that picture is, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can either use the photos that are in Canva for free, or you can upload your own. So I'm just going to go to one that I have uploaded. Lord knows what's going to be here. Okay, so here's a house that I have for sale right now, or for lease. So I'm going to double click on it. It shows me the big picture, but as soon as I click and drag this over, it literally pops it in there for me. So no matter what shape it is, here's one of our agents. I'm going to put her in the middle like this is hers. So I just click it and drag it, and there she is. And now I can even like move it down to where her face is actually in there, right? So you can adjust it once it's in there, how you want it. So it's super simple. How to upload a photo. You're literally going to click on upload media and then go to wherever you want. You can download something off the internet. You just have to be careful that it's not copyrighted or trademarked. Here's a picture of my dogs, so we can put them in there. Where did they go? I mean, I can do anything. Here's a picture of my husband and his mom. So now I'm just gonna, I double clicked it and it's going to upload it, and here it is, it's coming through right now. Once this little bar goes through, it shows that it's in there, and now I can put them in this picture right here. Super simple. So when you get your photos back from your photographer, you can go in, you have access to all of those photos, so you can add these photos in there and make anything that you want with that. Questions? Pretty simple.
Yes, questions. Okay, so what about the ones where, oh gosh, let me turn this TV off. Okay, the one where like you mentioned a while ago, like, you know, put a picture of a house and say it's sold. And then of course I've seen the ones where people put their picture in there in that same photo, like on a corner somewhere, and their name and stuff like that, and, you know, contact info.
So again, you can do that a couple of different ways. So I have my business card saved in here. Let me find it real quick. Having the pro gives you folders also, so I always have to just find where my folder is. So here's my business card. So I could literally just, you know, put this in here anywhere, just on top of anything, and minimize it down. Or because I have it there, like it took it as a thing. Let me take it out of there. And anytime you do anything that you don't want to do, that you made a mistake on, like me putting that there, this little undo button is your friend. So I'm going to minimize this, and I can just put this down here anywhere on top of it. Is that what you're asking? You're on mute, Daniel.
Yeah, I just figured that out.
Okay.
Okay, so this one here of the 3 photos, I guess, what is this?
It's just showing you the different components of Canva.
Okay.
So anytime you get a template or something and it has that grid that has the landscape with the cloud, that's just telling you you can drop a photo in there and it's automatically going to format it to fit that shape.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Moving right along.
Really quickly, you were saying once you drop the photo in that you could kind of like move it up and down inside that. I was trying to do that, and I ended up just kind of moving the whole thing. So how again did you do that?
So I'm going to click on our agents.
Right.
So when you double click on it, you see the 4 dots of the perimeter of the picture.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to move that. See how she's moving up and down within
Okay,
it?
I see now. I missed the double click. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. So if you have, a lot of people are using QR codes now. If you wanted to add a QR code, there's tons of free apps out there for you to add a QR code. We did a class on your business card being a QR code. So you could actually have a QR code that you upload your business card, and it could be there for people to scan and get your business card. Or if you have like a tour, a video tour of a house, you could put that in there. So I don't remember what this is, but we're going to use this one. And I can just click this and size it down and put it in here. And then it would go to whatever that website is. Actually, I think this one may be my business card.
Can you have 2 or 3 QR codes on one
Yes.
page? Or
You should label what they are so that people know what they're getting.
Right.
So let me just see what this one is real quick.
It's your website.
Oh, yep, that's my business. That's my website. So super simple. Thank you. So anyway, if you wanted to put a QR code on your flyers or anything like that, especially if you had like open houses or anything, you could put that on there. The next picture is we're going to work with elements. So you're going to be in this area up here, elements. This is again like where your clip art is. They've now moved photos into this section. So it says click on the elements tab on the left-hand side of the bar. Search for the sticker arrow. So you can do a search for a sticker arrow. And there, all these arrows will come up and it'll tell you. Search for the sticker arrow, use the filter button and click animated. So this is your filter button. So if you want to narrow down your stuff, we want to click animated. Static means it just is still. Animated is going to like be animated. So these are animated. These are like GIFs, so they'll like maybe go down every 8 seconds or something. See how it's rolling down. So you can kind of roll over it to see what it's going to do. These sparkle, but we can just do these little free things here. So I've got it. That's a little big for our picture, so I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller by just clicking that in.
Is there a way to change the color of those arrows?
Yes.
Oh.
So typically you can click here. Actually, there usually is. I don't know why this is not working. Oh, here we go. Well, sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. If you can change it, it'll be that little box there that has the color in it. Okay. So we can do different ones in here. Drag the corners to reach and then to rotate it. So if I want this to point like at the cat, so if I click on it, it has the 4 buttons. That's how you resize it. So you can make it smaller or larger by dragging that out. And then this little, the 2 arrows that kind of go around, that rotates it. So you can click and just move it around and it turns the direction of it. Does that make sense?
So this is, I have never really played around with Canva too much, like at all. So this is pretty much like a super fancy version of like Microsoft PowerPoint.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay,
You
I'm
can
not
do
good at PowerPoint.
a lot of different things. You can do videos, you can do slide presentations. I mean, right now I'm basically in what we would have called PowerPoint before. It's like slides. Okay, and so that's how to do little stickers and stuff. Going to the next page, customize the text. So double click on this and it's got I'm gonna double click here, and instead of message, I'm gonna put realtor here. And if anytime you want your stuff to be curved, when you double click on any box and you go to effects up at the top left, down here it says curved. Do you see this on my screen? But you can make it neon, you can change the background color, you can do anything on this. And then you can tell it how curved you want it to be.
Where
Can you
was
make it neon?
effects again?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
There.
Where
Go
was effects again?
Effects is up at the top. It says like Bobby Jones 44.8, then you have your A, your B, this is your text color. Then you have bold, italics, underline. This goes from lowercase to uppercase. And then effects is right here next to animate. Do you see that?
Oh, okay. I think I had my window a little too small because I had a drop down with like 3 dots that, it didn't show up until I clicked on that. But now I see.
So effects, and then you can do different things. So I can I can have it be like outlined there. See how I just did that? I can have it just outlined with no color on the inside. I can have it multiple things. And the shadow color is what this little box is, where it says color. So if I change that to pink, you'll see that it changed it to pink. So that's your background color. And again, if I change that to pink, you can see the difference there. Okay. And then again, to change the color of the sticker. So right now my sticker is this lilac color, and I'm just going to go up here to the box, and anytime that box is there, that means I can change the color. So I just clicked gold. Let's do maroon. Like you can do anything there. Okay. Questions? Moving right along. So you can do Giphies here. So if you wanted, like you've seen let me just click up here and go to the More tab. So we're going to go scroll down to this More at the very bottom. It has like the ellipsis going sideways, and you go More. You can add on different elements. So you can do like your Bitmojis. Here's a QR code. Giphies, Google Maps. These are all add-ons that you can do. So if you wanted to do this, it has different things. So here's let's have a good day. So we're going to insert have a good day here. Move it over. And then I could move this to the back. So this is our position. And I'm going to move it backwards. And now it went away. Did you see that? Because it's behind that picture of the Giphy. So these are fun if you're doing like social media posts where you can like, it kind of is movement and gives them, it grabs their attention a little bit more. Questions? Nope. Okay.
When you said that you can use that as like a social media post because it's like moving, how would you share it to your social media? Because if you do like a picture of it, then it's not going to be moving.
So when you download it, You can do like, so right now it would be a PDF standard is how it's showing it to be. But I could have this be like a video. And if you did it as a video, then all of those movements will show up.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And like in this particular instance, or like if you're building a portfolio for your house that you're showing and you have different things, you can just say, like right now it's selected all 17 pages, but if I only wanted that page, then I could just scroll down to that page, select it, and say that's the one page that I want to download. And so you can just download that one as animated and post it on your social media. So it's not like an all or nothing deal. You can pick and choose what you want. Okay, going on. So if you had charts, like if you wanted to show the trends of, you know, what the market's doing this year from either last month or last year, things like that, this is how you enter them. So again, you're going to go up to elements. Come on. Up to elements. You can always search in here for chart. And it'll show you the different type of charts that you can do. So you can do like bar graphs, line graphs, pie charts, any of these. And so you just select what you want. So this is a good one. You know, one of these would be a good, like a 2 or 3 month or 2 year trend. So you can just click that here, and then you're going to assign over here. It'll tell you what it is. So you can put in your X and Y axis data points for those. Okay. Very simple. Okay, so for the photos, so again, there used to be a photo section just like elements. Now they've combined it. So elements and photos are all together. But I can go to photos right here, and I want to take out that I don't want a chart anymore because it'll still keep that up there, right? I want a picture of a house because we're realtors. That's what we do. So here's pictures of houses that I can just kind of pick and choose, you know, what I want. Or again, you could upload a picture of a house that you're doing. So this is a cute one. Well, that's pro, but you know, you could insert a picture of a house here, and then I could do my graphics all around it that said like, call me to get your new dream home or whatever. And if it's too big, you can just narrow it down. So again, I'm going to show you, I have insert house picture here. I don't want that to be seen, right? So I'm going to click on this.
Hey,
I'm going to go to
I'm not seeing
position.
your screen. I'm always seeing you. What am I doing wrong? I was
You're
seeing it, and all of a sudden it's gone.
So you click back on the other thing. I'm not sure why you're seeing me.
I don't either. Okay. All right. I'll figure it out. Thank you.
Josh, can you see me? Or do you see my screen?
I see both.
Oh, so
So
maybe minimize.
On view, you probably clicked on view and then did side by side speaker. I don't know, actually.
Oh, there it is. You're right. You're right. It was under view. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Sorry
in
about
this
that.
instance, the words are over the picture and I don't want them to be. So I'm going to go to position and I'm going to send my words, because that's what I have highlighted. I'm going to send those backwards. So now it's like it's layered. The words were here and now they've gone to the back. Okay. Same thing like I had talked about earlier. If you do the picture, so this may be too bright. Like if the hands was not out of focus in the back, it would be too hard to put words over it. So then I would go here to the transparency and I could just really like minimize that to where I can work over it, but they can still see the picture in the background. Does that make sense? Let me show you a different one. Like if it was an actual house. So there's a lot here, but if I wanted to say like open house coming soon, blah, blah, blah. I would want to minimize this so they could see the house. And it's giving a red tint because of the red color that's in the background, but normally it would just be a white tint. But see how I've now minimized it, but you can still see the house, but I can write words over it and they're not as hard to read. Okay. Let's see what's next. Change the background color. So the background, you can do solid colors, you can do pictures like we've just talked about. So we're going to change this to leaves. And I'm just looking for a good picture of leaves that I can really play with. So if I want it for my full background, I just pull the whole thing. And there. And I'm just pushing it to the background. So it's behind everything. You saw how all of those, all the words and stuff came to the front. So it's just layers of layers of layers going to the back.
So is this, you probably don't know, I don't know if this even matters, but is this what FMO uses to make all of our graphics? Oh, well, snap.
Yes. This is what they use.
Yeah, I need to get good at this so I can make my own.
Another thing I love, because I'm not super creative, but I'll go look at other templates and just find pics and drop.
There's a ton of templates in here and I'll get into that in just a second. We're almost done with this. So this is just like if you wanted to create your brand, right? So we have logos for our brokerage. And if I were to drop this in here, this is one cool thing that I really like about Canva is you don't have to be a marketing person or a design person. It picks up the colors that you have in there. Okay. So if I change this color and I want it to pick up my brand, it's going to recognize the colors that are in the photo. So I just put this in there. Here are the colors that are in that photo. So I could change this to be our brand colors. Right? So now I have a color palette that I can use. But if I were to put, let me just show you, like if I did a picture of let me just use, this is one of our streamline guys, right? So if I put him in here and now I go to this, you're going to see that my photo colors are going to have changed. So now here's all the colors that he has on, and it's going to pick up those colors. So it kind of helps you design for like aesthetically pleasing colors that go with whatever picture you're there. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool.
Hey, did you find that under the branding or did you, well, I can't see the icons really small, sorry.
For what?
So when you went to go find his colors, did you go under branding?
No,
to
ma'am.
find the colors?
You click on the color. So right now I'm on this little dot here.
Okay,
And
hold
then
on. Where's your mouse? I can't see your mouse. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm on one of the.
Okay, got it. Got it.
color
Got it. Okay.
and then I'm gonna
Gotcha.
go to the color. And when I pull up color, it says document colors. So this is everything that's in this document, right? This is my brand kit. So because I use it so much, the red, white, and blue is our high school. I do a lot of things for the school. And then these are our Realty One. But here's what's in the actual photo. So there's his jacket color,
Oh,
like it
cool.
literally picks up everything that's in there that you can use.
Did not know that. I thought we could only get our colors under the branding kit. Very cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat.
How did
All
you
right.
link to the how did you link to the logos?
So if you email me, I will send you the logos and you can
Just upload.
upload them all in there, and it's good to have all of the different
Okay,
types.
okay, definitely.
Sure. And my email is Brandy. It's my name, Brandy Otto Realtor at Gmail. Okay, so this next one. This is just how, I put in some marketing stuff in here, how you want to brand yourself, how you want to choose, you're choosing your channels, Zoom backgrounds, you can do things like that. All the stuff that you can do websites, newsletters, TikTok stuff, whatever. You can make all kinds of stuff, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. I don't want to do that. So this is just talks about like making sure you never want more than 3 different fonts on a page. It's a rule of 3. So it's okay to have just one font or 1 or 2, but never more than 3. It's too cumbersome then, and it makes it hard for people to focus on. Making sure that you're, making everything aesthetically pleasing, making sure you can read stuff, that if whatever's behind it, you have a complementary color on top of it, okay? So now we talked about a little bit about templates. So I'm going to show y'all where those are. So if you just go to home, and you can all do this along with me. Go to the home page, and it's going to pull up all of your designs that you've ever done. Here's the other thing about Canva. You don't ever have to save anything. It automatically saves every time you do it, right? So every time you're making a change in something, it's going to save it for you. If you go to templates, it automatically formats the size for you depending on what you're doing. So you can do social media. Here's Instagram stories, Instagram post, Facebook covers, Facebook posts, YouTube, LinkedIn. There's more stuff that you just have to go in there. You can do t-shirts, resumes, cards, presentations, which is basically what I just did, website, logos, business, marketing, like everything you want to do, right? Or you can just click here, and I'm going to put just sold. So it's going to now pull up everything for me that has to do with just sold. So look at all of these amazing templates that are here for you, that is just begging you to put your info in here. Look at Josh's mouth drop. Right? You can do these. If I want it to be these are social media posts and postcards. And how you know the difference is if you hover over them. This one says 1 of 2. That's a postcard that's already ready for you. It's already formatted. His mind is blown. Right? Here's another postcard. But I could easily turn that just into a post, right? If I like the look of this and I didn't want it to be a postcard, I'm going to click on this. Now I'm ready to create it. I can drop in my photo. I can drop in my pictures of my house. I can change the background colors to our logos or to something that's complementary of the house. It is super simple to do. So if I want it to just be a post, then I can delete this postcard page, the second page down here, right? I don't have to use it. I can change my pictures here to some of my upload pictures of houses, which,
But since it's not the picture with the cloud and the sky and everything, you can't just drag and drop, right? You have to like fit it in.
watch. I can just put it in, look, when I removed their picture, look what was behind it. Okay, so if I go down here, sorry, here's my kids. I have clients, where's my client folder?
If that's sized for postcard, but you want it, and like you were saying, okay, I want to use this for Instagram. Well, that sizing is a bit different. Is there some type of adjustment that you would make to it to like?
It's so
match?
simple, it's gonna blow your mind. Are you ready for
Okay,
this?
okay.
You're gonna go up here on the blue where it says home file resize. Click on resize. What do you want this to be, Adam?
Let's say for an Instagram post. Okay, I already see it. Yeah,
You
got you.
are you ready for your mind to be blown? Watch this. Ready and go. My computer's running super slow. You may have to move things around a little bit, but it's going to give you the size. So you see that the Instagram post is a little bit bigger than what the postcard was, right? So all I have to do is just adjust the sizes of these, right? I can make this box bigger. Come on. And I can make this box bigger. I can grab all of this and center it a little bit better. Right? I can move these two up and have room for my business card down here. Like it's that simple.
Yeah, very user friendly. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Super user friendly. Any questions that you guys have? Are y'all all gonna start using this?
Yeah, I'm gonna look more into Canva because
It's so
yeah,
amazingly easy and really you can't mess anything up, because if I did mess something up, this little guy right here is your best friend. Because I just undid what I just did and I can, oh no, I didn't like that, you know, so you can kind of toggle back and forth. Super simple. If y'all ever have any questions about how to do anything, call me. I'll put my phone number in the chat. But I'm here to help you guys, but Josh is right. This is what FMO uses.
I was gonna ask one thing. How say you have your photo, and so often it's kind of just the person, while like kind of like the background and everything is shaved off. How exactly do you do that?
So that is with the pro version.
Oh, okay.
But if you send me a picture that you have, if you don't want to pay for the pro version, send me a picture. I can save it for you without the background on there.
And then that way it would just be in the uploads like that for any time you wanted to. Okay, got you. Perfect.
Yeah. I've taken our whole family and there was a TV in the background and I removed the whole background and it's just our family that looks like stick people, you know. So yeah, if you have anything that you want me to remove the background on, just send it to me. I'll save it and then you can upload it to Canva for you to use as just your silhouette. But otherwise, how you would do that is if I took this picture, I would go to edit image and remove background. So it's going to take all the bookcases and stuff and should just leave the couches.
Wait, do that again? Oh, sorry. I didn't see where you went.
It's in the middle of doing it, so hold on just a
Oh,
second.
sure. I didn't know you could do that.
Mhm. This is a busy photo, so it's gonna take a little bit. There's the couches.
That's what that, is it black box? That's what they did. I paid for that, darn it. Gosh, darn it. That's okay. It's all good.
And
It's all
then
good.
if I wanted to restore something, like say I wanted the stairs to go in there, this controls my brush size. So see the circle that's getting bigger and smaller behind the couches? That's your brush size. So I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna bring the stairs back in. So I can kind of just
I did
color
not know that.
what I wanted. And then if there's stuff that I don't want in there, like I don't want these bricks, then I can again move my brush size down. And now I'm going to erase.
You said this was the pro version stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't need that.
But again, if you want something done, I'm here for you. You don't have to pay for it if you don't want to. I'll pay for it for you. So you see how I'm just gently kind of going across this. And then I'm going to say done. And now there's my stairs and my couches. Any other questions that you guys have about this?
Could you back up and just show me the steps to get to that remover? I'm sorry, I didn't see it at first.
So when you have a picture, let me throw a picture in here real quick so you can see, because it won't do it on this other one because it's already.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's okay. It's okay. So I'm gonna do my husband and his mom and his brother. So I'm gonna put them in there.
Okay.
It's too big, so I'm gonna move it down so I can see. So I can see them, right? So, and now I've got the picture here. So I'm gonna click on the picture. I'm gonna go up to edit image. And then background remover.
Oh, thank you so much.
So other things you can do is like, you can even brighten this, like make it brighter, make it darker. You can play with the contrast and settings on these, the saturations, you know, you can manipulate a lot of photos this way. See, I took all the redness out of them. They were all kind of red. I've taken that out of them. You can do photogenic, so it kind of gives you warm, cool tones. I can change it to black and white down here. Just anything you want to do.
Hey, Brandy, I think Scott said he was going to send you a text, something about Zoom links, not, I don't know, something about the Zoom. So.
Okay. He hasn't yet, but I'll let him. Okay, any other questions? Guys, have fun with this. Go play around. Do something for yourself. You can even create like your own little logo. So I've created my own logo. I've done logos for other people. And then you can use that and upload it, and then you just have it to put on all of your stuff. And if y'all have any questions, I'm here for y'all. So just call or text or email. I'm reachable.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all have a great weekend.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Have
it.
a
You
good day,
too.
y'all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.